Shalom. First and foremost, gonna give all glory and praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, HaKodesh. Double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone. Alright, just finna get into this quick lesson. Alright, this woman, receiving a vision from the Lord, basically about this MOTB system, was soon to come. Alright. Esau, Edom, so-called white man, he's preparing, this whole world, for that system, I got a couple precepts lined up, and so, Lord willing, it's an edifying lesson, and, this is from Apostle Sohar, what is the Mark 666, Mark 2, GMS Truth, and then he did a video off of Arya Chaya, right here. He did the video off of him right here. So, you subscribe to him, So I'm going to play the video.
So listen up, watch, listen, and learn.
My baby in my hand while I'm putting her to sleep. And I woke up. I got comfortable because I was sitting up and I fell asleep sitting up. And I closed my eyes. As soon as I closed my eyes, I got a vision. And I was walking into a CVS store. And the first thing that I noticed about the CVS store was, first of all, there weren't aisles like how we see in a store. But there were sections, and there were no workers there. That's one of the things that I noticed. There was absolutely no workers, but this store was open. Also, I noticed that everything had a red scanner. On each item, there was a red scanner on it. So I walked into the store. I go in. I notice these things, and I need a few things, so I don't even remember what I picked up. But I picked up an item, and I'm like, how am I supposed to pay for these things? As soon as I asked that question, I had instant knowledge that it was being scanned, But this is just for educational purposes because I will not be getting the mark. But I knew, I had the knowledge to know that these items, upon picking them up, are being scanned by a chip in my hand. And as I go to pick up a few more items, I notice that I'm surrounded by scanners all around me. Like, I can't see it, but I have a knowing that there are scanners, and they are scanning everything that I pick up with this chip that I have in my hand. And then I woke up from the vision.
The 500.
All right. So you see, she was talking about, basically, the future of Babylon. Babylon, a.k.a. America. All right. Basically, soon to come, everyone's going to be required, to have a micro C-hip, implemented in their forehead or their right hand, to buy or sell, And, because, hey, Esau, Edom, the so-called white men, they want to be as Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, They want to see everything that you're doing, know everything that you're doing, know everything that you're thinking, all that. And it's going to be done through that micro C-hip, But it is commanded for us not to take it, So real quick, I'm going to start off in Joel 2:28. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions. Let's go into the word visions real quick. It's a vision, ecstatic state. Let's look what that means. ecstatic dance is a form of dance in which the dancer sometimes with the need to follow specific. So like, y'all. It says evolving an experience of mystic self-transcendence. Look, and then it says vision, oracle, prophecy, and divine communication. And yeah, it's a divine. Yeah, it's divine. It's from Yahweh Shemel Shah. He's the one that allows you, to see, the things that's written in the scriptures, he's able, he allowed you to see of the things, to come, through a trance, because what she seen, that was prophecy, So I'm reading it again. Joel 2:28, and it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions, and also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit. So yeah, they're gonna, that woman, she had a vision, and now, she's able to share it, and guess what? Now we can, further back up our point, We're going to keep on backing up the point, of the MOTB until it's here, until the Lord says stop, So yeah, we're in the days of, the MOTB, being implemented. And you see how she was saying in the vision, basically, that everything that she picked up, it was all being scanned, That's why you didn't need no cashiers and shit, because it was already being scanned, as soon as she would pick it up. And this is all the MOTB system, or B system, So yeah, here Revelations 13:16, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right, and we know that mark, all right, to be the Microchip, the MOTB. All right. And it said he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor. So real quick, let's go into the word calls it real quick. To make. To be the authors of the cause. And yeah, they're going to cause, these people to get it, because look, they're going to program, or they're going to not program, but they're going to create a famine, It's going to be a man-made famine. All right. That's soon to come here in Babylon the Great, aka America. A famine. All right. And guess what? Basically, they're going to present this Microchip to the world and be like, hey, if you want to get out of this situation, take this. They're going to do it's going to be all types of things that they're going to do to push this Microchip, And ultimately, if you don't have it, you're going to be casted out, from society, You're not going to be able to do nothing in this society, Here, but Revelations 13:17 says, and that no man might buy or sell save he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So yeah, man, you're not going to be able to do nothing in this, the society, You're not going to be able to purchase nothing. You're not going to be able to do nothing, but to be an outcast, This is what we're coming into, and we know there's a punishment for taking, the Microchip. So this is Revelation 14:9, and And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Shem Shai, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So see, if you receive this mark, this Microchip, because that woman, she was saying, hey, I ain't gonna receive it. She was like, hey, I ain't gonna take it. Because she understand that, hey, that's, you gonna get some divine judgment, for taking that. The Lord don't want us taking it, Because obviously this is the punishment right here, But hey, people are gonna be pushed, to take it, and some people, Elder Yasha, well, that dude was Edomite, but still, Elder Yashawan was talking to Edomite at camp, and they was like, hey, are you gonna take the Microchip? He's like, yeah. And that's a lot of people's mindset too, that, hey, I'm just gonna take it, What harm is it to me? But understand this, if you're an Israelite, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, you take it, guess what? You're going to be left here in Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America, to be destroyed, to be left here while the nuclear missiles is being shot from Russia, Iraq, Iran. All right, while the missiles are being shot, you're going to be left here instead of being beamed up, into the chariots, because that's the only way of escape that you're going to, that's the only way you're going to be able to escape, the nuclear missiles, all right? So you're going to be left here while the nuclear missiles are being shot off, all right? And you're going to be tormented, all right? You're going to feel that lake of fire, all right? Because, here Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America, is going to be turned to a lake of fire, all right? And the Lord's going to allow you, your body to feel it. He's going to allow, you're not just going to instantly die. You're going to feel it. Because it's right here. It says, and he shall be tormented. So this is what's coming, Yeah, it might, it might seem impossible, to get, to get through these times, oh, I'm not going to be able to eat, oh, I'm not going to, hey, don't worry about that. Yahweh Shem Shai said, cast your cares, all your cares upon him, Here, look. Revelations 2:10. Or so like not 2:10. Revelations 3 and verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. So yeah, you receiving, you repenting. All right, I'm going to go, look. You repent to Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, you to the best of your ability, change that, you get rid of that old man. All right, you do the work of the Lord. All right, and guess what? You do this unto the end. All right, and don't give up and not bowing down before Esau. And that Esau, Edom, so-called white man, and you bow down by taking the Microchip or denouncing Yahweh Shem Shai. All right. So you not bowing the knee. All right. Basically, you're in the spirit of, hey, I ain't gonna take it. Or basically, I'm gonna follow the Lord until I die. I'm gonna do what he tells me to do. What is right and what is right. All right, and that's what I'm gonna do. But ultimately, we gotta put in the work now. Gotta put in the work now, so the Lord can put a spirit on us not to take it. Because obviously, right here it says I. All right, it ain't gonna be our thing. It's not gonna be ourselves that's gonna keep ourselves from taking it. It's gonna be Yahweh Shai. All right, Yahweh Shem Shai putting His spirit upon us not to take it. All right, because this whole world about to take it. All right, because they're gonna resort to, or they're gonna complain about, or not complain, but complain, miss, or basically be uncomfortable You know, they're going to want to go back to that comfortability, you know. But us, hey, all we got to do is just endure, you know. What does the word endure mean? To make hard. All right, you got to be made hard, all right? And then it's going to show you, you know, it's going to test, do we really believe in Yah Bashim Al-Shai words, you know? So, yeah. So, hey, you know, we want Yah Bashim Al-Shai to keep a spirit, to keep his spirit on us, you know, to not to take it, you know? So that was pretty much it, you know. So Lord willing, you know, this lesson was edifying. Gonna give all glory and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Hakwadash, double honors to the apostle and elders, great millstone. All right, shalom.